Welcome again to Delphi. Welcome to Greece, first of all. My name is Yorgos, George in English. I will guide you first inside the museum and then on the open air side. So, Delphi, in two words, Delphi had been the most sacred area of the ancient Greek people. Nearly 3,000 years ago, people were coming here to worship the ancient Greek god Apollo. You know that guy? Yes. Apollo. Yes. Apollo was the god of music, the god of poetry, and also the god of fortune telling, divination. So this is the case of the famous oracle site of Delphi. People were coming from all over the world, Greeks, foreigners, men, women, from peasants and farmers to kings and emperors, in order to ask things about their future. Here you see a very helpful painting showing the site of Delphi as it looked back in the days of Alexander the Great. This is the site of Delphi in about 300 BC. This must be something very close to reality because ancient people and ancient travelers described everything here. So we know that this is something very, very close to reality. Imagine we are standing somewhere over here, so only 2 minutes walk away. And this was a big piece of land only for sacred use, so a holy site, a sanctuary, dominated by a Greek temple, actually the temple of Apollo. A very long, impressive building, and at the same time, the place where pilgrims had the chance to meet the medium of Delphi, always a woman, a real person. Do not imagine a goddess or a spirit. She was a real person, a local lady, one medium at a time, appointed for life, and when she died, a new one would succeed her. In that way, you cover nearly 2,000 years of history, starting from about 1000 BC. So people were coming here to ask things about their life. They were also coming here like tourists to admire unique and very interesting artifacts. You can see some small statues, some bigger ones, 20 meters tall, entire buildings, donations in a way, presents and offerings to Apollo. And then every 4 years, people were also coming here to watch the very, very important games of Delphi, as important as the famous Olympics. In those old days, Greeks worship and, let's say, venerate their gods through sport and art competitions. So like the famous Olympic Games that were organized in honor of Zeus. The same story here in Delphi. Every 4 years, imagine the cream of the crop of Greek athletes, men and women, and especially art people, composers, dancers, singers, and stuff like that. So you can see the theater, 5,000 seats, a rather small theater, but a very important one. The most important, let's say, and talented people of the ancient times were coming here to show their skills. Way up, imagine a stadium for another 7,000 spectators. The end for Delphi comes in about 400 AD. This is the period when Western Europe and the south part of Europe, the Mediterranean world, learns and becomes Christian. In about 400 AD, Greeks start turning their backs to Athena, to Apollo, to Zeus, actually voluntarily and also by force. It's quite complicated, the whole matter, don't worry. The thing is that in about 400 AD, Greeks do not believe anymore in Apollo, in Zeus, in Athena, so they stopped coming here, the site declined, it was finally closed. People looking for gold and money and expensive materials fully destroyed and looted everything. And at the same time, earthquakes and landslides destroyed the work of the human beings. Earthquakes and landslides destroyed and covered everything. Nearly 10 meters of rocks and earth fully swallowed the entire area. And that's how the Delphi site was lost. Delphi was rediscovered only a century ago. French archaeologists have dug here in Delphi. Nowadays, it seems that we are done. There is nothing more to find within the holy area. We have finished the excavations, but outside, all around you, imagine antiquities waiting for the archaeologists of the future, or in other words, discoveries still happen. Only 3 years ago, down in the valley where you came from, the olive grove of Delphi, a major discovery happened. They discovered the oldest stadium in the world, actually a hippodrome, we call it, a place for horse and chariot races. By using geosonars and scanners, they saw the remains of the hippodrome right under the olive trees. Okay, so let's go for some authentic original artifacts, offerings to Apollo, and then we'll go to the open air site.